All right, we're going to be watching 00Seven, I assume that's how you pronounce this, who's going to be playing Rammatra. This is Silver 4 on PC on Rialto. I feel that I did very well, but we lost. I just want to know how I can be more useful to the team, because I thought I did well. I just got Rammatra, so I was a little uncomfortable with his kit, but I just don't understand what I did wrong. I'm not the best, but I don't see any glaring issues in my game. Just would like some insight by better players. Any help would be very much appreciated, just trying to learn. Okay, so I've already seen this entire game. We're actually not going to worry about offense, because offense goes pretty smooth. I think you would lose, like, I don't know, two fights or so, 2 or 3 fights, not a lot. You just mostly steamroll them on offense. We're mostly going to focus on defense. So for starters, and this is going to involve a little bit of map knowledge here, on Rialto, the correct location to be fighting here, like fighting, is going to be this area down here. Okay, that's where you want to be fighting. The first fight should take place somewhere, like the committed fight should be happening somewhere over here. You don't want to be fighting here. This is no good. Why? Because they have a million different angles, right, including the upper windows, to shoot you from, and there is no cover here whatsoever. Which means when you get low, you just die. You don't have an option to retreat. Like if something surprising happens, like you get, Widow comes out, headshots you, okay? You have, 150 health. There's nowhere to get the cover. Like, you have to go a very long distance in order to get all the way back in and like into the room in order to survive. So fighting out here is a big no-no. So let's kind of watch that initially. They come out and you try to hold here, and I assume this is due to inexperience, right? If you have a lot of hours playing, Rialto, if you watch high level play, you'll know that nobody ever fights out here, like seriously. Especially since you know there's a Roadhog, because he played Roadhog last round, so you're gonna know that he's playing Roadhog this round, most likely. So you stay out here. What does the Roadhog do? He's like, oh, okay, you're gonna stay on the bridge. I'm just gonna walk up, and now you're dead. He just won the fight because of this. Like literally, like something that simple is the end of a fight. And if you are not playing out here, but instead are playing here or here, right, or if you use shield to like cover your retreat, you'd be fine. But the problem is you didn't expect this to happen. But you're like, oh, hey, I'm okay. You have 7 seconds left on your shield. He gets hooks, and then you die. I never expect Roadhogs to miss hooks on tank, ever. Like, especially once you hit, like, I would say even Platinum Diamond, Roadhogs will hit hooks on you as a tank 90 to 100% of the time. So I would always expect the Roadhog can hook me whenever he wants, unless I have the way to snap the hook somehow by playing a corner. Right, or like an ability that can like stop it, like Orisa Fortify. But like aim, I would always expect the Roadhog to be able to hook me whenever he wants. So out here, easy hook, dead. And as soon as this happens, you've lost the fight. Like you personally lost this fight, which is unfortunate because it's actually a pretty good area to hold. So no good, right? So just knowing the map better and understanding, oh, where should I be fighting is important. All right, so we come back over here. Now, let's think for a second. So we were the first to die. Our team all dies after us. 1, 2, 3, 4 right now coming in, or 1, 2, 3 right now respawning, and then the fourth one is over to the left. So we want to play slow here because my team is not ready to help. Like if I get in a serious fight right now, my team's like 5, 6 seconds away from being able to do anything. So I need to play slow. What do? You're like, I see Cassidy. I'm just gonna run straight at the Cassidy, and then he's just gonna kill me. That's really bad. Like, you have a lot of tools here. First of all, this shield is unnecessary, right? This shield is not really doing anything right now. They're going to have to back away from this corner no matter what, just because their team isn't there either. So they're going to back up waiting for the cart, and then your team's going to come out and overwhelm them so you can take this corner. That's number one. Number two, so that means you should have shield. Number two, this is Cassidy here. Cassidy's dangerous. Cassidy does 70 damage on a body shot, 140 damage on a headshot. Headshots are relatively easy on tanks. You're running a straight line at him, and he just pops you over and over again. Look at it from his perspective. 2, 3, 4, 5. Granted, that was pretty good aim. Like I would say above average for low silver, but you just didn't respect this at all. You just didn't react to it at any time, right? You get popped here, 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 and then here. So taking 5 shots with Cassidy takes over 2 seconds. You just literally don't respect this or like react to this in any way. Like you don't try to back up, you don't try to take cover, you don't try to strafe sideways to make it harder for him to hit you in the head, you don't pop Nemesis form, you just walk in there and die. And as soon as you did this, you lost the second point. So 1/3 of the map on defense, you personally gave up like any chance for your team to win by just throwing your life away. Okay? You can't do this. You didn't need to do this. All you had to do was just play this quarter and just spam out the Cassidy, wait for your team to come up, and then start walking forwards. But this was an unforced error. All right, we've come back. They've capped right now. So the next thing about Paraiso is you don't actually want to be fighting here. The primary 2 fights happen in on second point happen in 2 areas. Area number 1 is going to be right here. Okay, this area is going to be fight number 1. Second fight is going to happen over here. right? So 1 and 2. So why are these the areas where you fight? Well, if you fight out here, you have the same problem, is there is no cover. If you fight on the bridge, like anywhere out here, you're gonna die. You just can't like stay there for very long because you have no cover. As soon as anybody in the enemy team lands any burst damage, whoever gets lit up is going to get focused and die. You just can't fight out there, right? Which means the correct call here is to actually rotate up, take the windows up here. Let me clear the screens. You want to take the windows up here, right, the 3 windows up here, and use that to harass the enemy team as the cart moves forwards. Then you rotate back and you take the fight here, or you drop down on them here, depending on, or internally, right, through the room. So these are the 3 possible avenues you take to attack the attacking team, right, when they're trying to push the cart forwards, and that's where fight number 1 happens. Right, so you're looking for fight number 1. Again, somewhere in this area is where fight number 1 is going to happen. And then fight number 2 is going to happen somewhere over here. That's the perspective that you need to have. You really do not want to be fighting on the bridge other than a fighting retreat here. However, you don't know that. So, first of all, that shield is obviously useless. You're just poking out. And one thing to note here is your staff does more damage than your Nemesis form. Staff does 125 damage a second. Nemesis form punches only do 100 damage a second. So you actually do 25% more damage with your staff. That's number 1. Number 2 is if you hit them in the head, staff can do double damage, up to 250 damage per second, which is nuts. And it's actually fairly easy to land that on tanks. So against tanks, if you want to kill a tank with damage, the best way to do it is actually with your staff, not with your punches. So you should focus here. It's like, look, you're not actually low here. Just keep shooting the staff, right? Preferably at the Moira, but if you want to be shooting the hog, fine. Go ahead and keep shooting the hog. I would just note here, you should have been continuing to stay in staff form as long as you can, and then pop Nemesis when you need it. Cassie's overextended. Yep, correct call. He hinders you. Yep, get the kill. Excellent. You turn back, kill the Mercy. Great. I would note here is that you might feel pretty good. You're like, hey, look, I got all these kills. Adder said go play here, and I shouldn't have played here. This is not consistent at all. The overall majority of the time, you're just going to get blown up here. The primary reason you win is simply because the enemy team is simply not respecting what's going on. The Roadhog could literally just walk forwards right now, zone you and the Tracer while being pocketed by the Moira, and have no problems. He also could have hooked you off the map right now. If you just played closer, right? If you played over here, for example, or you played it here, it's a little tricky getting them over the edge. But he could have hooked you off the map the same way he did previously, and you didn't respect that either. So, yeah, it works out in this scenario, but this is a very inconsistent plan overall. There's no reason for anybody to have died here, right? Your team should have easily lost this, especially considering the fact that this is actually a 2-on-5 right now, right? Arguably 3-on-5, right? Your Sojourn's like poking away, but this is a 3-on-5, and their team, like, completely botches this because they're just not doing anything. And it's pretty ridiculous. Again, not consistent at all. But fine, if you get the kills, at this point in time, what's your plan? How do I change my position from here? You can't, because you try to back across the bridge, the Hog's just going to hook you back in, because it's a guaranteed hook from the Hog's perspective. I cannot escape from this position, which means I'm now stuck here. Your best option here is just simply stay on the cart and poke them out with your staff. But instead of doing that and just killing more time off the clock, you decide to push. This is a terrible idea, because then you walk forwards, you get shot from multiple sides, and then you die. So this is kind of Tank 101 here. All right? I have 2 options of taking this fight. Option 1. That's the cart. Option 1. I can play here. Blue is good guys. We'll use pink or purple to be bad guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay? I can use the cart. They all try to shoot at me, but it's hard for them to shoot at me because I have the cart. Option 2. I can step out here. They're going to scatter in 3 different directions, and they're all going to shoot me from different directions. Which one of those seems like a better plan to you? Ideally, you recognize that the first option is way better, right? Because in the first option, you have cart. They can't really use their full force against you. That's good. But the problem is, that's not what you do here, right? If you watch, you're going to intentionally chase them all out here. And now you have multiple enemies shooting at you from different directions, which means your shield isn't even helping you, and now you're going to get blown up and you're going to die. Again, another unforced error. Alright, so from there, as a result, they pushed up to the corner, but yeah, sure, I mean, maybe we can take this fight. The problem is, how many people do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still missing one right now, so I just slow down a little bit and wait for the team to regroup. Is that what you do? No. You drop right away and you're forcing this fight. Your Tracer is not here yet. You are intentionally taking a 4-on-5 fight arguably a 2-on-5 fight, before your team is here, and you've already used shield, which is no good. You don't want to be taking this fight right now. You need to slow down, have patience, look for your team, right? Look backwards all the time. Look to see whether or not there's anybody actually with you. So you try to push this fight. Overclock gets popped, right? Tracer goes in, good pulse. I would note that basically nothing you're doing here is actually doing any damage. That's a hit. That's a hit. Miss. That's a hit. Miss. 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 All right. But the good news is that's still enough that zone the rest of the team, and the Hogs here alone. Hogs traded out for 1 as well. All right, good Vortex. Yep. All right, so we end up taking this win, regardless of the fact that the timing of this was wrong. Again, this will work at lower ranks because everybody plays poorly. At higher ranks, this will not go nearly as well, and you'll be surprised at what you did before, why it's not working anymore. That's what I'm trying to tell you in advance. All right, we're backing off the bridge, which is the correct call. Again, we do not want to be playing here. Right? We just want to poke a little bit, but honestly, I would just rotate this to window now. As soon as here, Hog can hook you right now. And if he hooks you in, you're guaranteed to die right now. Again, there's no reason for the Hog to miss this hook. Like, this is really bad for the Hog to miss this hook. But, you put a shield. Once again, shield's way too far away. I'm sure you meant to put it on the bridge. You put Vortex right now, or Annihilation. So, again, this is not so good, because he has options here to just hook you right off, and he didn't even need to heal. He's at 630, 580 health. He could have just walked right here and just ended this right now. The reason why he's slow is because he healed himself, but he didn't need to heal. He could have just walked over here and been fine, just hooked you off. So you should be dead right now. But you're going to go in. You go for the Moira. Moira's dead. As a reminder, you saw the Mercy to your left, so I would know that I would turn and look for her right now. But even then, you see her fly overhead right now. I turn and confirm the Mercy kill first because I know how low she is. I just walk forward for like a second. She dies from Annihilation, and then I kill the soldier. But from here, right, poking out the Roadhog. Again, Roadhog, if he has hook here, just end your life right now by hooking you off. For some reason, he just chooses not to. Again, this is super easy. Like, this is like, even at Silver, a very easy play to just hook you and just drop you into the right. But you're going to sit around for a little while, and then you're eventually going to die. The grand scheme of things is, was this worth it? Like, let's think about where we started, okay? Let's rewind back. We started over here. We could have disengaged, right? At this point, we could have disengaged and gone and taken high ground. But we didn't. We chose to take this fight, right? This is not something they forced upon us. We chose to initiate and start taking this fight at this moment in time right now, where like everyone's like, okay, let's push. This is the wrong place to be taking this fight for all the reasons I previously mentioned. You have no cover, and it's very, very close to their spawn, which means even if you wipe everybody, it only costs them like 15 seconds. Versus, if you wipe them over here, it's going to cost them like 30 seconds. So you're burning all these resources on a fight, which doesn't get you as much value as if you win the fight later. Winning fights early, close to their spawn, don't do very much, right? If we come out of spawn, 5 people come out of spawn, you immediately pop Grav and kill them all. Is that a good use of Grav? Probably not, right? Because it's only going to cost literally like 12 seconds maybe, because they respawn time is 10 seconds, and it's maybe 2 seconds to walk outside of spawn. That doesn't do anything. Like, we have 4 minutes to kill off the clock. Like, this is not an efficient use of time. Alright, so we come back. So here's fight number 2, right? Remember I told you fight number 1 is going to happen over there. Fight number 2 is going to happen somewhere over here. And we're going to see that developing right now. I would note here, hey, once again, beginning of every fight, check who's alive right now. Well, we got Tracer, who just got a kill. Kiriko's here. Sojourn's here. Zen's coming up. So we got everybody here. Okay, great. Shield's way too early. You don't want to shield unless you're actually taking any pressure or you need to block an ability. So you see, everyone just ignores the shield. It's not going to do anything. You pop Nemesis, which interrupts Rammatra's gameplay loop. I mentioned this in like basically every Rammatra video I do. Rammatra's gameplay loop is you use staff until you have to use shield. Then you use the shield as long as you can. Then you pop Nemesis after the shield goes down. That way, when your Nemesis form ends, you'll have shield back up when you finish. It's a very, very important thing to understand the design of the hero. If you don't realize that, you're going to be caught coming out of Nemesis form without shield available, which often is fatal. Alright, try to kill Mercy there, which is good. You're way too extended right now. I can't, like, you notice you've broken LOS of all of your teams in the back, right? Nobody can heal you here, nobody can help you. You're getting shot from multiple different angles, right? Now you're getting shot from 2 sides. And now you get dropped out here, and notice that you don't have shield right now because you popped Nemesis form too early. But your Zen has the, now your Zen gets scared, and your Zen's like, oh shoot, my Rammatra's gonna die. He has to pop trance here to save your life. To be clear, you actually should be dead right now. So he should have reloaded right now, and then that shot right there could have killed you. Alright, you're at 100 health. He could have killed you with that with a little bit of headshotting. So right now, Zen's gonna come trance. All right, trance is up. What does that mean? We push with the trance. Why? Trance heals 300 health a second. So it's almost impossible to get killed through trance. So we should be pushing with the trance, even though we're at 200 health right now. Right? This shield is terrible. This is not helping us at all. We need to be pushing with the trance. Imagine that instead of doing what you did, which is retreat, you push with the trance as soon as trance gets popped. Okay, I'm pushing. Oh, great. McCree's gonna pop high noon. I shield him off, and then I kill him with staff. Easy. Fight one. But instead, you end up making the wrong call here. A, you used the shield incorrectly. B, you didn't push with trance. And C, you don't even try to kill Cassidy. Cassidy kills 3 people on your team, despite the fact that he only has 25 health left. I can't remember what damage reduction is on High Noon. I would guess it's something like 50%. If you do 50 damage to him, he dies here. But instead, you just hide around the corner. See? Look right now. Right? He nearly dies right now. If you just done anything here, you would have saved your team and killed the Cassidy, which is guaranteed to win. So this is another like massive fight losing mistake right now, because you obviously can't win a 5-on-2. Alright, we're gonna go out again. I would be very careful now. If he, without shield, if he hooks you onto high ground, or onto low ground right now, if he hooks you right here, what's your plan? You die, right? Like, your team is so far away and you don't have shield, there's no way to survive if he just hooks you down right now. You are very lucky that the enemy Roadhog does not know what he's doing. Because if I'm the Roadhog here, I'm just like, okay, cool. I have no idea why you're so extended. As soon as you jump right now, I hook you and you die. There's nothing you can do. Like, even if you're a GM or Rammatra, if I got hooked right here, I'm dead. There's literally no way I can survive through 5 heroes long enough for my team to save me in this situation. I'm definitely going to die. But the Roadhog, fortunately, does not look for you. Probably because the Roadhog gets the advice, oh, always target the supports, blah, 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 blah. No, if the tank's out of position, just kill the tank. Like, there's no need to, like, try to go for a squishy when you are grossly out of position here. Anyway, you Vortex off the Roadhog. So you pop Nemesis here. I don't think you want to pop Nemesis here. I know you think the Moira's low, but the Moira's not going to die. Because the Moira is still going to have fade. Or she should have fade. What did she fade for? Oh my god. Alright, never mind. The Moira had just faded here, so she is vulnerable because she doesn't have fade. However, with the Mercy here, I would assume she's still not going to die. I would not chase into these 5 people right now, but you're going to anyway. Everyone's going to pop, and then this is still going to work, even though it really shouldn't have. So you kill 3 here, and then reset the fight. As a reminder, though, you're very close to their spawn, so this is only like a 15 to 20 second bleed off the clock in exchange for 2 ultimates. Kitsune and Annihilation were popped here. So, not great value. Not terrible value. Is okay. I personally would not have done this, and I do not recommend that people do this, but it did sort of work out for you. So, let's talk about third point. So, for third point, you're going to have 2 different fight areas. What's a view? I can get both areas. I can't really get both areas. This will work. Yeah, this is good enough. Okay, so fight area number 1 is going to be right here. Okay, this is going to be fight area number 1. Fight area number 2 is going to be here to the point down here at the bottom of the map. Hide. So you can see that the goal here is that you want to take 1 early fight here and then the second fight over here. That does not mean push out towards their spawn unless you're guaranteed to win the fight. If there is any doubt about you winning the fight, you should not be pushing out, because then you give up a very strong defensive position. You, right now, by pushing out, you're giving up a much better spot where you can shoot them coming up the ramp by taking a much worse fight for you where they have multiple different angles and a lot of cover to be shooting at you. This is bad for you, right? Because they actually have all the good angles right now. Because they have all of these possible spots to be shooting at you from, right? All of these things allow them to hammer you relentlessly, like with damage pressure, that you just are going to struggle to survive if you are standing over here. Right? This is no good for you. You do not want to be doing this. You are intentionally giving up your defensive advantage by trying to push into them. It should not be particularly hard for them to win this fight, and I'm pretty sure they're going to win this fight. Right? Like, cover terrain usage is so important, especially as a tank, to understand where am I supposed to be taking this fight. So you zone off the soldier here, which is like reasonably good. I think you want that shield further back to make sure there's no gap there, but I think that at this point, like, you zoned off enough of the soldier that you just want to retreat and play back again. Like, you really don't want to be out here anymore. So, 2 people have died behind you, you're going after the soldier and you kill him, but like, who cares, because you're going to die anyway, and the fight's over. So, why did we lose this fight? As mentioned, remember how I pointed out, hey look, there's multiple angles here? You can't defend all these possible angles, and neither can your team, which means they suddenly have access to your backline right now, because your backline is very exposed, and they can all push in and they kill you. No matter what's going on in front of you, your backline just gets obliterated here, and as a result, you lose. And the really good fight you could have taken right here, where your supports are really well defended, because your supports are normally playing back here, right? They would never have gotten access to your supports if you played here, which is the normal spot. Playing over here gave them access to your backline, which allows you to lose. A ton of the problems you're having in this game are simply due to taking fights in the wrong places and not understanding where your backline is in danger. Now your team walks out, they're getting staggered and killed, which is bad, because now it's going to make it harder and harder for us to take a fight here. So you're eventually going to come out. You're missing your Zen right now, as a note. You are missing Zen, A, so I want to slow down. B is you're running Lucio Zen as your support, so you don't have actually much healing on this team, so you definitely need to play slow. You need to play corners in your shield as much as you possibly can to try to out-sustain longer. Another good example where, okay, Lucio gets hooked right now, the correct move would be to instantly shield between them, but you don't shield and you pop Nemesis. What is this Nemesis going to do? Like, they don't actually care. Nemesis does very little damage to tanks. Generally speaking, tanks can ignore Nemesis and do whatever they want anyways. Like, the fact that you pop Nemesis right now does not change anything about this Roadhog, and like the fact that he should have shot a second time to kill Lucio. So, like, I hope you feel how useless your Nemesis form is right now. Right? So, thankfully your Soldiering kills 2. You get stuck out in the open, right? Once again, very common habit is that you're getting stuck in situations where you're getting shot at multiple sides, and then you're going to die, which is not good. So we're going to come out again, and now we're going to push up, and now we're going to pop Annihilation. Okay, well, let's think about this for a second. Number 1, how many heroes are alive on my team? Well, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 people are spawning. I need to slow down. Slow down means take less damage, deal less damage. So how do I do that? I come out, I poke a little bit, right? Come out here, poke a little bit. I wait for the cart to get as far as it possibly can without capping, like all the way to here, before I start making serious moves to like contest and accelerate the fight. Because I need to give my Zen and my Lucio time to spawn and walk out, especially my Zen who has trance. I need to slow down, right? I don't want to be throwing the shield right now. No one's even looking at me. This shield is giving me nothing. There's no value here in the shield whatsoever. And you see how you're running at them? This is bad. Just play slow. Play at the pillar. Honestly, don't even play the pillar. Play at the wall, right? And just let the cart walk forwards. Because at this point, you capped all the way, right? Whether the cart's here or here does make no difference as long as it doesn't fully cap the point. So you need to slow down right now. So for me, I'm sitting out here. I have not even popped Nemesis. I haven't popped Shield. I haven't popped Vortex. I just spray here with the staff. Wait. Right? Now I come here. I put Shield. I sit here. Roadhog tries to push me. Right? Then I circle the pillar. Then I pop Nemesis. Then I hold block. I just hold block here and force them all to shoot me. After that finishes, then I pop Nemesis. And I have another full set of health. So that's the idea here in terms of slowing down the fight and giving your DPS chances to make plays. But because you accelerate the fight, right? You waste all your abilities. You have nothing to stop Whole Hog. Everyone gets blasted off the point. Zen walks over. Zen gets scared about you, right? Because you get Whole Hogged way off. Right? He's trying to save your life. Nobody's touching the cart, and you end up losing. So, I don't think it's necessary to cover the overtime rounds, right? The second attack, second defense. I think I'm gonna cut it there. So, in summary, right? Number 1, understand where you're supposed to be taking fights on the map. Really, really big. 1. 2, you need to stay alive. And a big part of the fact that you're dying is because you're not respecting the opponent's aim, right? Or their ability to do damage. Or you're taking fights where people are attacking you from multiple different angles, so you can't hold block. You basically never hold block this whole game. Like, I think it's hard for me to remember when you use block at all. So I think that's definitely a key problem as well. And 3, I would say look back for your team more and check to confirm that they're actually with you. All right, I'm going to hold there. Hopefully this is helpful.